Y'all get
Let them hear it.
y'all get retarded. Oh, we are live. So we live, episode 13. Hope everyone's staying safe, masked up, and staying out of trouble and out of these clubs and bars. It's not worth it, people. It's me coming again at you. It's Swift. Tonight I brought out the good stuff. Crown XR. The best whiskey there is.
Mm.
All right, man. This your boy T. Tonight, I'm gonna switch it up. I got something real exclusive for y'all. Water. I'm on that water, man. Went to the doctor. They told me I need to slow down, man. So I'm on that water, man.
You know you got 50, so they about right.
Chill out, bro.
Body B, slow down, son.
Dang.
Yo, got Osei. Y'all know I'm on the cognac as always. Today is the 80 Fusini XO cognac. You know, we drink good over here. Yo, stay safe, stay masked up. Let's talk.
Hey, this your boy Crowley representing the Jack, baby. Since we talking about HBCUs tonight, take that for that boy Diddy. I'm on that rock tonight. You know what I'm saying? Watermelon flavor, summertime. Hey, sit your asses down somewhere and mask yourself up. That's all I say. Sit down somewhere. Sit your asses down somewhere. Yeah, I'm from the country. Sit your ass down somewhere.
What's going on, y'all? This is Jay Ward, feeling better than I did last week. So I'm actually gonna drink tonight, and I'm on the Casamigos, and I'm on this really good margarita mix. The Skinnies, I got this from my friend. This Baja margarita mix, 0 calories, but man, this is legit. It's a real good margarita.
We're making our own margaritas around this way. So
I made my own margarita too, Genius. That's why I have the mix.
Corey and E couldn't be in tonight. Corey, in the country in the boondocks. I don't think they have Wi-Fi in Mississippi.
Whoa. I'm on Wi-Fi right now, player. Directly coming
Wi-Fi, don't he?
in my cricket ladder.
No, they couldn't be in tonight, but we're gonna get this thing kicked off, started. You know, I love Mississippi. I'm just joking with Jack State. So we done went through a lot of topics. We are brothers. But one topic we have not discussed, and it was brought up last week, is how do we define what a man is? I don't think we ever discussed it as brothers. Really went into detail and to really ironing that out. Like, what is the definition of a man, especially 2020 when there's so much going on with relationships and black men and white men, so on and so forth. But what is the definition of a man? What responsibilities should we handle? Single relationships, period, point blank. All right, somebody started off for me. What is the definition of a man?
I think Swift, you should give them what Webster says the definition of a man is. And then we can kind of piggyback off that BS.
No problem.
You know, you got to have a foundation first, you know.
So, Webster. I don't know if we want to go for this one, but
I ain't saying that's just the base of what Webster tells folks.
I got you. An adult human male. Second definition, a human being of either sex. I don't know if okay. Another one, New York Times. Many people often define being a real man by comparing it to masculinity, strength, and or aggressiveness. All these kind of define what a man is.
See, now you see why I now I let the brothers start off.
Sure, look, sound like you was already starting off, Crow.
I thought you was. I thought you were getting to it.
No, I wanted Swift to kind of, open Pandora's box a little bit more. That's
I don't know
all.
if I want to get into the gender, but go ahead.
Jay Ward, I definitely hear you first, brother.
All right, so let me just say this. For one, this is a couple basic things that I have here. I think the definition of a man and the definition of an adult will be synonymous to certain points, because I feel like there aren't any specific gender things that a man can do that a woman cannot do, or should be doing that a woman cannot do. But I think that an adult person should be able to meet responsibilities. They respect themselves as well as others, as far as like not putting their hands on people, not disrespecting, people in public and trying to embarrass them and things like that. I also think that a man or an adult should represent the groups that they come from. meaning like I represent black men everywhere I go. I represent the black race. I also represent my job. I represent my family. So I'm going to always respect those things because I'm that first. And I also want to say, and y'all might not be feeling this, but I think that a lot of people are passing off being misogynistic as being a real man. And I think that, a lot of that misogyny, a lot of people try to tie that into being a real man, and that's bull. I don't think
Go
that
into
means
detail with it. What do you mean by
meaning
misogyny?
like all this macho stuff and it's only certain stuff a man can do and all that type of stuff. Like, yeah, girl, won't you let a man do all that? Like that doesn't make you a real man, because at the end of the day, there are some things that I can do that another man may not be able to do, but that doesn't make him less than a man. I'm bigger than a lot of men and I'm physically stronger than a lot of men. So just because I can lift more than them, that doesn't make me more of a man than they can because I'm physically stronger. It doesn't make me less of a man that I don't know how to use a drill, which I can, but there's certain things I just can't do when it comes to I don't know how to change oil in a vehicle, but that doesn't make me less of a man because I don't know how to use my hands to do different things. So I feel like a lot of people get wrapped up on these outdated ideas of a man when that doesn't necessarily make you a man because you can do those particular things. I'm a generation removed from having to be able to do everything with my hands to be considered a man. And then I'm also say this, and it the amount of women that you've been able to conquer does not add to you being a man. And I'm just gonna say that and leave that there.
Okay.
We got to start teaching our boys that the more women you get, the more of a man you are.
Said
All right.
start or stop.
He
Said
said,
start teaching our boys or stop teaching our boys it.
Jay Ward said, stop teaching them.
Okay.
We got to stop teaching them that. And then the sooner you lose your virginity, the more of a man you are. And how if the woman is older, that's more of a man you are. We got to stop teaching our boys that.
All right. For me, definition of a man or a male is definitely what you're born into this world to, that distinguish you from a female, your body part, you know what I'm saying? Your body parts. That's how, society has defined it. And even, I'm trying not to get to the religious side, but, it's just defined that way. So if we build into what makes up a man or what makes a man, to me is like kind of what Jay Ward said, is not really one thing you can say that a man does that really just kind of defines him as a man. But at the same time, there's some qualities I think that a male should possess that makes him a man. Being a hard worker and a protector, being a provider. And that doesn't mean when I say being a provider, that doesn't mean you more so how can I put this? She ain't always chasing a bag. You looking for you got a bag chase on your hand. But you being a protector, you being a provider. Let me see. You are leading. That's the main thing. That's what makes the male, being that leader of that household. Guiding your family, guiding your kids in the right direction. You are the head of the house. So therefore, without you, the body can't function. The body can't see. It don't know which way to go. The arms can't move properly. You are that brain. So you are the lead. So that's my thing. That's what makes the male. And I know a lot of females will say, well, I don't have a male around. So, well, since I lead, does that make me the male of this household? They just make you a strong female. Queens have rude, but that doesn't make them a king. You get what I'm saying? That doesn't make them, it's just different titles to it.
Okay. What topic I see? Say what you got for what you think? What do you define as a man?
I definitely agree with a lot what Jay Ward and Crowley was saying, but we definitely got to add being present. I think being present is one of the big things about being a man. Like when people say provider, it's not all provider and protecting. It's not always, like you said, money, fighting for somebody, doing something, but it's being present being there to support, being there to stand in certain situations and aspects of a woman's life, of a child's life, of a friend's life. Like here, we're present. We're brothers vent too. Being able to have discussions about these type of things is being a man, not shying away from difficult times and stuff that might not seem comfortable. That's being a man. Like, so it's a lot of things, but it's kind of like it's crazy because the way you deal with society and all that stuff, a lot of people see a man completely different than you probably would have 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. But I think there's still the basic concept that no matter how you move or run around in this world, you have to be present. If you're not, you're shying away from the real things. I don't consider you a man.
Yeah, for sure.
I believe T take it to the left.
No, I'm just kind of piggybacking on it because it's fun. I never really thought about what's the definition of a man. I just always kind of just act, you know what I'm saying? Like act and learn as I go, you know? So I know one thing, that being a man is not, it's always about, it's not about being an adult. Just because you're an adult don't mean that you are a man, you know what I'm saying? That's the main thing that I got, because there's a lot of men out here, but they really acting like boys, acting like little boys, you know what I'm saying? Not having that, no, they're just not having that maturity level, man, you know what I'm saying? And that comes with experience. So, like I said, it ain't really about your age. I know some 40, 50-year-old dudes that still acting like little boys, man, you know, as far as with their family, as far as protecting, as far as providing, like Crowley said. And as far as Jay Ward said about being a leader, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you been on this earth all this time and you not a leader or not even trying to try, you know what I'm saying? The main thing is to try, you know what I'm saying? Because it's hard being a man. It's hard being a black man. People don't always give us that second chance or that opportunity. And so we kind of just make it do what it do as we go. And a lot of us didn't have a father figure or something like that. So we kind of just winging it. We like first generation, just, you know, so it's like, okay, I want to do better than my daddy, but how do I do that? Because I never saw that. So it's just crazy, bro. You
Jay
know?
Ward, I see you writing. Do you want to make another statement before I move on? Is he frozen?
Yeah, I think he's
That's
frozen.
Shreveport Wi-Fi.
Yeah, he definitely on that Teddy Riley over there, man. Like, what are you doing?
Right? Like, okay. But one of the things T said, a few things that T said, kind of transitioned us to the next topic. About we never had a man, sometimes we didn't have a black man in the household to show us, and we don't learn these things, and we learn what a man is from either our friends or society. And society tells a black man, don't be no punk, don't, and I don't mean it in a, you know, slurish way.
We being real. Those are things that are said to mean. You know what I'm saying?
A mother, like if you start to cry, like what you crying for? You better stop all that damn crying for. I give you something to cry about.
Right.
But they kind of hurt us in the long run, because do we even express our feelings? Now I saw that one celebrity got in trouble for trying to show his feelings, but let's get into a little bit more. Like, why don't black men in today's society, outside of those two things I just said, express our feelings, express how we feel, express what we're thinking or going through? If we are having a mental issue, we'll go play the game or go to the gun range or some other stuff. Like, why don't black men specifically, why don't we express our feelings?
You are ridiculed by those around you, and even you judge yourself. Let's kind of be honest and real about that. If because I'm in a field where, you know, individuals reach out to me, a lot of what I hear is when I reach out to my friends or when I reach my family and I'm expressing to them that something is going on or this has happened, what I hear is, go give it to God, or either you'll be all right, you strong enough, girl, they make such and such like us, man, you a part of this family, you tough as a mug. You know what I'm saying? So when they reach out to individuals who they really are counting on, they are dismissed. And so by the time they make it you know, to me, it's like they're so hurt because they've reached out to those individuals and nothing has came from it. So then at the same time, after they reached out, you judge yourself so hard, like, man, how did I get myself in this situation? Or how did I get myself in this event? Or how did this happen to me? And so then you don't want to express that either you put yourself in a situation or you somehow got yourself in a situation or let somebody else put you in a situation, because the judgment that might come from them because you already prejudging yourself. As much as people say, I don't give a fuck what he think or she think, I don't give a fuck what the world think, you only live once, all that bullshit. If that was so true, you wouldn't have half of the thought processes of people having anxiety and depression and self-esteem issues towards themselves, honestly. So to get down, so because I know you said you spoke about the trauma part, so I'm coming from it from a different angle, because I know we can talk about the trauma from growing up and all that, but we're gonna talk about it now on this end. You got to get past, from one, judging yourself and feeling bad about getting yourself in certain situations. And I had to learn that as a man. Like T said, you got to man up. It's part of being a man. You fuck up, you say, hey, listen here, shit, I fucked up bad. Damn, either financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. And how do I, because I'm out the denial phase, I'm realizing that I done fucked up. Now, how do I move forward and get towards the solution to solving this problem? And it may not solve it 100%, but at least you're working towards that goal to help ease your feelings, to get you out of that anger, that aggression, that depression, that anxiety. And so then once you're allowed to express your feelings, and then too, you have to learn who to express your feelings to at the same time. Your family and friends may not be the best, to be honest, or either it may not be your immediate sister or your brothers. Your great aunt may be your best one, or it may be your coworker, believe it or not. And you pray to God that they don't go run and tell your business, but find out somebody who is truly for you. Tests, as I like to call them, do a water leak test. Tell a few people, see what come back around to you in the streets. And if nothing come back around, they solid ass folks. You know what I'm saying? And if some come back around and you know it's letter C that you told, shit, cut C at your circle, and then shit, you know who you can talk to. But be open and honest with yourself, learn who to trust into, and then you'll be able to get your feelings out. And I've vent to the world because I'm on Brothers Vent too, is because for one, I accept my fuck ups, I accept my blessings that come along, and I don't mind expressing and being a testimony. And hopefully somebody will listen to hear and grow and learn, and I can learn from these brothers just as well, and the listeners who put in comments on the side.
Oh, say I see you looking up in the ceiling. That means you're thinking hard. You're thinking long.
Hey, you already know I be thinking. Look, check this out. Like, why don't men express their feelings? A lot of people don't give a fuck about your feelings. Like, I mean, that's straight up. Like, people don't care about your feelings. Niggas want to get a joke off. Everybody roasting and stuff. Like, don't nobody want to deal with all that. So it's like, yeah, like certain shit people let you get off. Like, your mans get killed, you start crying. They're like, yo, that's real. Something else happened, you like, man, my girl, like, crying. Right there. They roasting. They going in.
Say this real fast. Oh, say what you just say. They say, all they say is, man. What they just say? Ain't nobody diving into and saying, hey, homie, how you really feel about Lil J getting popped? TT getting popped. Hey, my nigga, I'm really hurt. My nigga, I really want to go do something. And now let's work it out while we shouldn't go do nothing in the memory of Tay-Tay. Like, you got to dig deep. You can't just say, hey, yeah, that hurt, man. We got to dig deep on this shit when Lil Tay-Tay and them get popped, or when we lose grandma, or when we lose mama or our brother. We can't just quickly bypass that shit, and that's the problem right there. You just proved my point. We so quick to bypass those emotions. We say we recognize it, but we don't dig into it to really get past it, because then now you're going to act a fool in memory of Tay-Tay, Lil Boo, and all them.
Go ahead, Osei. Crow
preaching, man. He on it.
What?
But yeah, like it's like, because it's kind of like who you're expressing those feelings to. Because like at the end of the day, everybody don't care about your feelings. You know, the whole thing. Get out your feelings. Stop being a pussy. All that shit is real. It's real, and it comes from all sides. It comes from men, women, everybody. So if that's your environment, there's literally only a select few who really say, man, y'all should really be out here expressing yourself. Everybody else, they say it, but they're not going to really reflect it. True. Like NBA start back up. I mean, crazy example. NBA start back up. Bron come out here. If he cramp up like he did that one time, be limping out, everybody like, man, Bron soft ass. Like, man's like, if somebody crying got an issue, we the first ones on Twitter like, yo, man's bugging. He's soft, going in. And then we'll turn around the next day talking about, man, a girl talk the next day like, yo, why my boyfriend don't only want to talk to me? Or why my homie ain't really talking to me? He quiet over there. And then we'll turn around, repeat the cycle, start roasting niggas again, keep doing the same stuff. Like, so at the end of the day, why we don't express our feelings, nobody really care about them. To be honest, that's how I feel.
Yeah, that's why I was pretty much going with it too, Swift. I mean, we don't express our feelings for the same reason why Father Day, you get socks. You know what I'm saying?
You get less advertisement on Father's Day.
You know what I'm saying? Christmas, you know what I'm saying? You ain't really getting too much for Christmas, but Mother's Day is super packed. That's the reason why we don't express our feelings, because at the end of the day, people don't care, bro. You know what I'm saying? Only person they really care for, as far as a man go, is their mama. You know what I'm saying? You know, your daddy, he gonna be tough on you. He might care, but he gonna be tough on you. Your mama the only one that kind of really, you know, let you get it out.
Yeah, I want to pause you right there. You just said it. So the daddy gonna be tough on you, right? So society expects a black male to be strong no matter what. And like Osei said, so that's when it go back to nobody gives a fuck. Now you see how he kind of made a full circle right there. Yeah. So you gotta find the true people to confide into, for one, like I said. But keep going, T. Good shit.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and that's another part about it too. And so, like Swift said in the beginning, as far as the trauma when you fall, and you know what I'm saying, they tell you to get up, wipe it out, suck it up, and all that. So you pretty much ingrained with that. You know what I'm saying? I hear that all the time. T, you're not emotional. You da 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 da. I'm like, look, man, it is what it is. It was taken from me at 8, bro. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying. So, but I think it's really a defense mechanism too. And sometimes, well, now that I'm older, I understand that you have to break that shell, because it's not good to hold all that in, you know what I'm saying, when you going through all this different stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it took me to, you know, have traumatic events in my life, lose my parents, and do all this stuff where I could be like, you know what, man, it's all right to talk to the bros on the internet for the whole world to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
Because we talk about stuff like this in the group chat all the time.
Right. And that's what I say. I really appreciate our circle, because, you know what I'm saying, we just can vibe like that and pretty much trust each other with that type of stuff. So I don't know, bro. I just say people don't care, man. At the end of the day, you gotta get up off your ass. What the Republicans say, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, bro. The Democrats, they just, I don't know, bro. It's over with.
So you don't see it changing at all, like no time.
No, I do see it changing, because we are getting educated, and like I said, we pretty much like the first generation of our family, or the second generation, that can kind of expound, that can go to therapy, that has the means to, you know, elevate ourselves and elevate our family and our community, you know. So,
gotcha. I don't know what's going on with Jay. Jay, what camera you want?
I'm gonna say on this one. I'm gonna try with this one right here, man. My internet's been acting spotty.
Hey, we know you're an actor and everything. We know you got like 20 different camera angles set up. You know what I'm saying, G? But figure out the right angle, my guy.
Man,
yeah, I would rather this one. Like, okay, so let me answer this question right here. A lot of times we aren't raised to express our feelings. From the time we were children, we grown up, you know, man up, which I think is like the most ridiculous thing you can say to a young boy, especially young black boys, to man up, or be a man like that. Let them be a child, you know, 12, 13 years old. You telling a little boy to man up when he really just needs to just be a boy, you know. Another thing, I think we're afraid of judgment and backlash, and that's kind of what they were already speaking on. You're afraid if you vent too much, you're afraid that people are going to talk back to you and say all these things to you and say all these things about you. So you kind of fear that backlash, and you don't, you're not as candid or as open as you would be if you weren't worried about people saying things back. You also don't want to be called soft, which is something in our particular culture. The worst thing that you can almost call a man is soft. And
Second,
you don't want to be called soft because it's definitely one of the worst you can be called. You don't want to be called soft, which it doesn't make you soft to be able to express your feelings. Another thing, like Osei was saying, I wrote it down at the same time. Don't nobody usually want to hear them. Like, even though your woman wants you to be more open, most of the time is more so, I want you to be open about things that are relevant to me as the woman.
Amen. Right.
Not necessarily about
your feelings. They don't give a fuck about your feelings.
Yeah. As long as it relates to them, be open. But when it doesn't relate to them, I don't really want to hear it.
Hey, what's that song say? When I cry, you cry. This the women. This when the only time you cry. When they cry.
Another thing is, and Crow can speak to this, the mental health stigma. It's a stigma in our community still, and it's getting better. It's getting a lot better about mental health. And a lot of times we just don't talk about mental health, and we haven't allocated funds to be able to pour into mental health in our community. And there are no programs available for, young Black boys and things. And there are programs available. We aren't looking for them because usually we're out, playing sports. So it's like we don't really feed into those programs that help us with our mental health from a young age. Because, other cultures, sometimes they have therapists in 4th and 5th grade to deal with.
Can I pause you?
Jump in.
When you spoke about the stigma, yes, we are breaking the stigma as far as talking about mental health and mental illness. But where another true stigma lies is understanding that medication is needed sometimes too, along with these mental health disorders that may occur with them. Yes, we are recognizing that, we have certain disorders within our community, but now we also have to help our loved ones and those who are affected by it understand that sometimes medication is needed, yes, but also consult with your doctor, drill the HE doubles, hockey sticks about what you're taking, do the research yourself, know what's going on, or if you're a caretaker, do the research for them. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. You're their caretaker. Know what they're putting in their body, know the side effects, and know that sometimes some of those side effects are just going to truly come along with that medication, but it might be best to help stabilize or get that individual back to where they need to be. But yeah, keep going, Jay Ward.
Yeah, and then I think that like I said, we don't know about them. Then it goes back to like the macho man definition of a man. You're supposed to be tough and you shouldn't have feelings and all this type of stuff. The only type of thing you're supposed to do is pour you up a drink and move on, which contributes to alcoholism. Because we're drinking all our problems away as opposed to really sitting and trying to work through them. And it's generational, the way some people talk about things is through, some people talk through things with fighting, other people talk through them through alcohol or drugs and things like that. I know people who say, I'm not going to put my son on no drugs. I'm not going to put my son on ADHD medicine. I'm not going to take ADHD medicine. I'll just hit a blunt. So we're self-medicating and all this type of stuff. Another thing, Michael Jordan poured his heart out and y'all made a meme out of that man. So a lot of times we don't really want to cry because we don't want to be a meme. Or I look at somebody like Drake, who I love. Drake a lot of times is looked at as soft, or he's looked at as, here come Drake with all these feelings and crying and stuff like that. Yeah. So, a lot of times people just don't want to be looked at like that. And then, Kanye West is looked at as crazy, which, he is a bit up and down.
But he might be crazy for real.
Whoa, we don't use that way. We do not.
You know what? That was kind of something I was thinking about.
We call him crazy,
Yeah. But kind of like what Ward is saying, like about like when you're saying express the feelings, it's kind of like people don't even know how to accept your feelings. Because like when you're talking about like a Kanye or something, he expresses feelings and you like, yo, man, what this dude talking about? He bugging. But to like him, he's truly expressing himself. He really feels a certain way. but because it doesn't, we can't take it in the same way he's putting it out. We dismiss him. We like, yo, get out of here. I don't know what you're talking about. Same thing with Drake. You like, he's be on here doing his feelings. You look at him like, why are you over talking like this, bro? Like, he tripping. Like, I ain't on that. So you dismiss him again.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. Hey, you know, a lot of dudes, when they get to feeling some way, they want it cut off right there immediately. So think about it. If they get, when dudes start feeling mushy or they feel that crying coming on, what they do, they try to lock it up real fast. They try to cut off all tears, all that. So if they hear a Drake song or something like that and it's making them feel somewhere, and they like, man, turn that soft shit off. Only thing it is just making their ass feel soft. It's something that's in there.
Hey, what Drake song make you feel soft, bro? What Drake song do you like that?
What Drake song do me like that? A lot of Drake songs do give me my feelings, you know.
Man, listen. But for real though, it don't matter. Like I said earlier, because J. Cole sat there, the last song he put out.
Hold on, T.
No, let me get it.
We gonna get to it, T. We gonna get to it later on.
All right, man.
Hold on to that comment.
See, that's what happens. Society, when you start expressing your feelings as a black man, they cut you out. T, I got your back, G. Free T.
Okay, well, go ahead, T. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, bro, the J. Cole expressed himself. He was really just, you know, like the utmost respect, you know what I'm saying, to No Name. He was just saying that he want to do better. He called himself kind of stupid. He was like, he ain't smart as y'all think he is. And y'all still attack the man. Like, what?
Let's go into it.
The black man cannot express himself, cannot do anything without being labeled toxic, and people trying to cancel him, man. Let's go. Let's get
go. We're gonna skip HBCU sports from now because T done segued into this one. So J. Cole dropped the song "Snow on a Bluff," right? I'm gonna go to the lyrics real quick because I want to be very specific. J. Cole talked about a lot of things in this song. He complimented the person he was talking to. He didn't say no name in the song, right? But he complimented the person that he was talking to, saying, "Hey, you've been holding it down. You've been doing your thing. You way smart. I got a college degree, but you doing way better than me as it relates to exercising our voice and just talking to the people." Let me go to the lyrics real quick. When I see something that's valid, I listen. But shit, it's something about the Queen tone that's bothering me. That turned everyone away from what J. Cole said. And
that didn't turn everyone away.
Almost everyone. But that turned a lot of people away from what J. Cole was saying. T, what you saying is because he dropped this one line in this song about expressing his feelings and express how she was getting her message out to him and other black men. He like, hold on, you can tell me what to do. You can tell me how to, protest and educate me without this tone. People took it the wrong way and said, why he talking like this? Go into it, T.
Y'all gonna be mad at me.
Go ahead.
But you can't police a woman's tone. That was their argument. They saying that here we go, another man trying to police my thoughts, my feelings, what I say, how I express myself.
All right, T. Let me say this.
Hold on. So that was the reason why everything else just went out the door and all the rationale. It wasn't no rational thinking in this because what he said was not wrong. He complimented the lady. He talked about himself. He came humble, and it was still a problem because that one line where he said her tone was bothering him, man. And
all right, now what you say women just said, say that one more time.
You can't police their tone.
All right. The first time any black male even slightly raises his tone of voice, it's him becoming aggressive. Everybody becomes fearful of that black male. Is called the police. It's as soon as he show any type of passion, it's them locking up. But nobody can police or ask a woman to watch her tone. That's the problem right there. When anytime a black male asks a woman to correct her tone, and you can't tell me what to say or how to do or what, and you like, hey, listen here.
Well, hold on. I don't want to mix up facts. I don't want to mix up facts because he ain't even asked her to check her tone. He said, "Yo, I ain't really like the way she was talking to me like that." Like, so he kind of just like said, "I feel some type of way." That's all he said. He never said, "Hey, don't talk to me like that. Don't do this." He just said, like, "Dang, why you coming at me like that?" Like, that's literally how he was talking.
And that's what I'm saying. So most black men, like, yo, why you giving me this attitude real fast? And I'm just trying to talk to you. At least I'm trying to hear what you got to say. But you have this attitude at this moment, or this tone is coming off. So now I'm kind of walls up. I'm in protective mode for myself, because that way I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to show my emotions. So now all I can show you is that I'm becoming angry. And this is now how I have to spit fire towards you.
But why can't black men tell a woman or a black woman to, you know?
Because that's when you telling them to be submissive. Then they hate that word. Oh, you can't tell me what to do. Can't nobody tell me what to do. I'm grown. And that goes back to them feeling so oppressed. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was by us or by whoever back in the days. Mm-hmm. So now that they have this voice, this platform, whether it's social media, because everybody can say what they want to now. And so now, hell, you can't tell me what to say. That's why they say that, to truly be honest, because everybody grown, they can say it anywhere, how they want to say it, and really nobody is going to correct them or check them for it now. Because your grandma not there to slap you in your mouth for saying it no more now. They don't make them like that no more.
All right, let me jump in.
Go ahead.
So let me just say this, man. Black women have always been the backbone of everything that we've done as a race from the beginning. Like, they've always been the strongest people. They've always been the most oppressed. Out of all of us, they've always been there. So our black women got a damn right to be upset. And I think the reason why it went left for J. Cole is because, man, like two women of color plus all the other women of color had been murdered that week. And a lot of them had been murdered by black men that same week that you dropped the diss track. It was like and I mean, not a diss track, but you dropped the track talking about a woman's tone.
We've been dying since society, G. Hold on, time out. You want to go that route? We've been getting murdered and hanged since day one. We've been getting beat and cut, and man, come on now. You gonna say they upset and pissed? We black men, come on. You really want some real emotion, G? I give it to you. I'm sorry, I'm not taking anything that a black woman has been through, G. But let's be real. We've been on the front line before they entered the front line. We like the Marines, baby. They send us to the front line even before they make it. Come on, G.
Listen to me. They feel as if we are not protecting them, which I know isn't true for us in this circle, our circle, because we're going to protect every woman. But they feel unprotected by the black men that they will stand in front of a bullet for, and we got to do better. And we got to hold accountable the people who aren't doing better. But let me address J. Cole personally.
I give you that.
As a teacher, I know that tone means everything, and how you present something means everything. That's why whenever I'm and I'm a type of person, I've studied all types of religion. I love to study. I love to learn. And whenever I'm engaged in a conversation, and I'll use this particular sect of people for example, whenever I engage with a Hebrew Israelite, the tone of the conversation always turns left, and it takes away from the validity of the conversation because it always goes left with the tone. So you get aggressive with me and start yelling at me. Now I don't hear anything else that you say because you're yelling at me. And as a young black boy who was in public school, the first thing that always happened to me is when I would go into the principal's office, I get yelled at. So I shut down to people yelling at me, and that's what I think J. Cole was trying to say. I also think that when J. Cole said he mentioned being dumb, I think he was being metaphorical when he said that. He wasn't talking about himself. I think he was talking about the everyday rap listening young black person when he said that. And he didn't mean to insult them as dumb, but they are not as well educated as us. I don't think he meant that. I think when he was talking about, when he said that, it was more so like the everyday person that listens to trap music. If you go yelling at them about some political stuff or what needs to change, they ain't listening. So like when I talk to somebody, I'm not saying that a young man is dumb or not as smart as me, but I may be more well studied than that person. So I'm not going to go and use all these elaborate words and things like that that person doesn't understand, because I'm not going to reach that person because they don't even understand what I'm talking about. But you know, the woman, she does, you know, no name, she does provide resources and information about everything that she talks about. But I just look at it like being in a classroom, and when you have a student, who is in trouble a lot, and then here comes the next person yelling at them with a harsh tone, they're gonna shut them out. I also think that, but at the time that we're at right now, we need to be unified. And nitpicking that bullshit is only going to separate us. We need to be unified and on the same page. And if our sisters feel this way, we need to listen to them and figure out why they feel this way, and then help resolve that issue and bring them along. Look, it's enough freedom to go around. We all need freedom. Can you imagine being Serena Williams right now when you have been the most dominant player in your sport, only to find out that it's at least 5 other women that's been less dominant than you that makes more than you do? Like, that's type of shit right there has our women like super pissed off. Like,
but don't
you imagine
at us about it? We not controllers of that. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong.
I know, but think about this, Crow. Think about this. Out of all our celebrities and stuff that have been speaking up about equality and police brutality, I have not heard the same response for Breonna Taylor from our male celebrities that I've heard about George Floyd. It has not been the same. The celebrities have not been as vocal about Breonna Taylor as they have been about George Floyd. That's true. Which we shouldn't depend on them anyway. We shouldn't depend on them anyway. But it's like every time a black woman looks around, it's like somebody else is slamming them. Somebody else is slamming them.
Hold on.
Can't do that, bro. Bro.
I like that, like with the Breonna Taylor thing, like I think a lot of that honestly comes down to what you see, right? We saw the George Floyd video, and that gave a larger outrage than something that you're reading about. We saw the same thing with Sandra Bland. When Sandra Bland happened, everybody was talking about it because we saw this video and we said, yo, what's going on? But if there wasn't a video, it probably would have been the second story to what else was going on at the time.
That's what I'm getting to. So, all right, y'all keep this. Y'all saying nobody's talking about the women. Let's go back and let's really dig deep. Y'all really want to talk deep. All the black males they got before all this social media. We talking about LA riots. They got beat and got killed and was dismissed as drug. You know, they put planted drugs and weapon on them. You got that happened in Chicago. Then you want to talk about the civil rights movement where we lost many of black men. Yes, and we lost some black women too. But I'm saying the reason you're hearing the black males more so speak up now is because honestly, we have been the target, the majority of the target over the years. Like, let's be real. I'm not taking anything away from our black women that have been murdered or killed, but we're the main. Because if we're gone, who gonna protect our black women? Let's be real. If you kill us,
bro, I can't give you that one either, bro.
A lot of times they've been protecting themselves.
Let me step in real quick.
These black women, they've been stepping up to the plate, and the black man has not been holding it down like we should, bro.
I'm not saying that. No.
Okay.
But what does holding it down look like? Before you answer that question, let me start here. What happened with George Floyd and the reaction after George Floyd was a combination of a lot of killings done by police officers and civilians to black men over the years, start with Trayvon Rice, Tamir,
Rice.
So many people on camera. You saw guys running away from police officers being shot in their back. You really didn't see it that much with black women. You saw the Sandra Bland case. We see Breonna Taylor. I really can't think of that many other black women where they got into an altercation with the police officer, and they, the one woman that was protecting her children in the house, and like it wasn't on camera, and it wasn't as that many cases like black men you've seen in the past 10, 20 years on camera, and no justification.
Right. I mean, the George Floyd thing, that was the thing about it. It was the reaction from the video and the look in that man's face when he was killing that man. It wasn't, and then he was crying for a moment like that. It was just pulling on everybody's heartstrings. But I will say this: now that the George Floyd has kind of we kind of got to a space in the George Floyd. People are doing this Breonna Taylor harder. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been seeing more celebrities and more memes. Like I just posted a meme today. It was like about some Jordans. It was, and then it skipped the Jordan thing. It was like, now charge the people that killed Breonna Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Did it post up some stuff about Breonna Taylor? So I think that now our focus is going to Breonna Taylor because the Ahmaud, they have prosecuted those people in the mods. You know what I'm saying? They prosecuted the guy with George Floyd. So now they're more focused on Breonna now. You know what I'm saying?
And another thing you have to look at is the states that these situations happen in, the laws that are in place. Like Breonna Taylor wasn't on camera, and there's a Republican-led Department of Justice that's not willing to prosecute the killers of Breonna Taylor. So there's a lot of things to look at. Just because it's not getting a reaction or they're not arrested as soon.
Go ahead. I just really want to say, Crow, I love you, man, but I stand by that Black women have been in the forefront harder in the last 10 years, bro. Like
listen to me. I'm not saying that Black women are not the cornerstone that holds Black men down. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, in the midst of all of us going back and forth between Black men and Black women and trying to figure out who's been hurt the most,
right,
who's went through the most shit, trying to up one each other.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to get to is, since the male is supposed to lead, let him throw himself out there. Let him start these movements. Yes, we know y'all, trust me, all the Black women, y'all the backbone. Y'all holding the back up. Y'all do that, the backbone. Shit, allow us to go out there, push and fight. Just get in your husband, your boyfriend, whatever nigga you dropping that hot on ear. I promise you, all you got to do is get in that nigga ear. You can control his mind.
Before we continue, let me go to the comments real quick. I know y'all want to keep going.
I do.
NECA, kind of BS to think that women are submissive. We are submissive to the men that are worthy of submission. Mimi, Jay Ward is absolutely right, of course. How many Black women can you name that have been killed by police? NECA, again, if we're going to go religious, the only man that I'm commanded to submit to is my husband. Kim, classmate, truthfully, I don't feel protected by a Black man other than my husband.
Ooh.
Go.
That hurt.
Hold on, I gotta ask y'all something.
Hold on, let me keep going. Let me get a couple more in. Gooch, George Floyd had connections with famous people.
True.
And I think that's all that I'm bringing. Go ahead, Osei.
I just gotta know, circling back to the hold on, say what now with J. Cole.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we gotta stop nitpicking at small things when we all, because if you looked at that whole no name J. Cole thing, they basically were saying the exact same thing. Let's get on the same page and help each other. They basically said the same thing, but we sat there for 2 or 3 days nitpicking at some bullshit. And then on top of that, it'd be bullshit that y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. Like, who knew what tone policing was before that shit started happening? I never heard the word. I ain't gonna hold you. Maybe I'm dumb like J. Cole. I never heard that word, bro. You heard of tone policing before this shit?
Tone police?
Nah, I have.
Yeah, don't even. Everybody was using it though.
I train law enforcement, so yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Honestly, I feel like as a human being, if somebody speaks to you and the message you not capturing it right because of a certain tone, I think you have every right to feel a way about it. They don't have to accept how you feel, but you have every right to feel a way about it. So I don't want people to think like, oh, you can just say anything you want to someone any way you want. Mm-hmm. And you have this clout of protection that says no one can speak to you or express how they feel about your tone, right? So it's just, I don't know, it's a crazy situation. I feel like a lot of these things are going to continue to happen through these movements when you have social media picking and instigating on the sidelines.
It's just truly, to be honest, a lot of people, we all in society, I ain't gonna say a lot, we all in society wear our emotions on our shoulder. The first time somebody critique us in any kind of light, in whatever it may be, we become defensive. Like seriously. especially if it's in something that you are passionate about, and somebody say, "No, your message was off today." Oh, you're gonna become defensive and say, "Oh no, motherfucker, my message was on today." You know, it's just the thing. We're not able to take anybody critiquing us. We critique each other. Somebody feeling some way. We critique a woman, she feeling some way. She critique us, we feeling some way. Nobody can take being critiqued.
No,
Stop letting these
Hey, let
sideline
me say
people
this.
fuck up shit.
Let me
well,
say
hold
this
on,
too.
hold up,
Go
J1.
ahead. T.
We gonna go. All I want to say is we gotta quit giving people clout and weight, and everybody's opinion does not matter, bro. I'm sorry, man. Everybody got a voice now. Y'all gonna say I'm being toxic and all that stuff, bro. But that's the worst thing about social media. Social media has given everybody the feeling that they are so important, or they are the end all be all. And we got to get away from that, man. We got to get away from that, because one, group think is real. Somebody say one thing about one person, next thing you know, that's what you feel about that person. And they could have been doing work for 10 years straight. And one time that you don't agree with them, now you trying to cancel them or just erase all the good things that they've done. And that's not fair, bro.
Hey, I agree, T, because I think J. Cole has done too much. And I think that's why the whole Council J. Cole thing didn't even take off, because J. Cole has done so much work for our communities, and his raps has always been, you know, pretty consistent. I think one thing that kind of threw people for a loop and caught people off guard is that a lot of people hold J. Cole at such a high standard, and I think they feel like he's too creative to even deal with something like this, when he could have made something that was just more so focused on the movement without calling somebody else out. I think that kind of caught people off guard. It's like, bro, you J. Cole, you don't have to do this. Like, you're on such a high level until you shouldn't even be addressing such small matters anyway. So I think that kind of caught people off guard. Let me say this too. I think that a part of what, two things about this, and it's muddy. J. Cole is mixed, and I think that people hold that against him because of colorism and things like that. So I definitely think that
If
people,
you got black in you, homie, you black.
no, seriously, I think people hold that against him.
They don't treat J. Cole.
Hold on. We all don't agree with them. We go ahead.
They don't treat J. Cole like Drake, bro.
No.
Drake light skinned. They don't really treat J. Cole like that. But go ahead, man. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I think people hold that against J. Cole because, and I when I was studying a lot of the Twitter beef and things like that, it was just like, oh, this, you know, that must be the white part of J. Cole, the all lives matter and part of him and all that, which I don't think he deserved. Also, back to protecting our women, I think a lot of our women feel, another reason why women feel unprotected, which this may not even be related to this at all, but a lot of our women feel like, you know, y'all gonna just leave us for a white woman anyway, you know. So I really think that a lot of them feel not protected by our race, because I'm serious, by our race, because of being successful. And a lot of times that, you know, historically we've shown that we're going to go after a Kardashian or a woman of a different race. And then also historically, you know, our women were raped by our masters only to come home and be shunned or raped again by their husband. And it was like, damn, you know, so it's like a lot of our women feel like, you know, the oppressor has oppressed them. And then within our own race, they've been oppressed by us. And so they have the right to feel that oppression. And we just got to make them feel like that's not the case. Also, I just want to touch on this real quick. And like T was saying, you know, everybody have an opinion. Everybody have, you know, all that. And you know who's really suffered a lot from this is comedians. It's like they can't even make jokes about shit because people are so willing to, you know, jump on them and all that type of stuff. And I'm like, come on, man. Y'all know that's in the realm of comedy. They should have a right to joke about whatever they want. And I think a lot of times, like T saying, everybody has that platform now, and they feel like they can just call everybody out from their little soapbox because they have that platform. And I don't think that that's right. So done with that.
I don't even know where to begin. You said a lot. So I know one of the things I want to focus on is when you said black women were being raped by their masters. Then they come home to the household and they'd be oppressed by their significant other. But
I'm with you on that.
no, I'm not saying I agree with them. I'm about to transition to the next one. I don't know if we can talk about HBCU sports tonight. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
It leads me to my next topic because you see a lot on social media. It definitely gains rotational strength with the gay community, where they say that straight black men are the white men of the black community, and that's kind of that's where you kind of led me into the war. Does that make sense? Let me say it again. Black men, or straight black men, I should put straight black men, but are black men the white men of the black community when it comes to oppression and holding privilege and holding black women at a certain level, so on and so forth, kind of getting on to what Jay Ward was saying. What do y'all think about
that? Yes, I agree with that statement.
We know.
I agree with that statement.
We definitely, that wasn't shocking to nobody.
Here's why. We're so quick to jump on a woman, especially a black woman. Like we turn on our black women so quickly because of different things, like how their hair is. We want to tell them how to wear their hair. We want to tell them what type of clothes they should wear to work. Or, oh, well, look how she was dressed. She wanted it. Like that type of shit there is the type of shit that I've heard black people say. And I'm like, that's way out of bounds and that's way out of line. Like we can't say, I mean, we have to allocate for our black women no matter what. And a lot of times we oppress the hell out of gay black men, and we just can't do that. And I know I'm not saying that that's our particular demographic of people and things like that, but I just want to say that, man.
Give me an example. How do we oppress gay black men?
I've heard people talk about there's a gay agenda in Hollywood. There's a gay agenda on TV and all this gay agenda stuff. I'm like, man, y'all cut that out. If you're not gay, then just don't be gay. You don't have to say nothing negative about gay people because that's their prerogative. So you don't have to say anything negative about them to boost your own manhood. And I think that we have to stop tearing them down. We have to stand with them in solidarity because the amount of young black homosexual people that have been murdered is outstanding, and a lot of them have been murdered by other black people who just didn't dig what they did, or they were into what they did but didn't want it to be public. And we have so many of our young LGBTQ community people that have been murdered by the hands of our own people because of stigma and lack of information and lack of knowledge. And we got to do better about that. Like if we, black men want to be treated like kings, which we should be treated like kings, but we got to make sure that equality is across the board. We can't be treated like kings so we can have servants. That's not the same thing. We should be treated like kings so that we can rule and we can love people on a higher level. And I do think that it's the same thing that a lot of people were saying about, Will Smith when he didn't fight for, dark skin on Viv to have her, equal pay. It's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? And that I remember that surfaced a couple years ago. And it's like, I was like, dang, this is uncomfortable, but we got to stop running from uncomfortable things just because it's uncomfortable, because we need to be fighting for people to like, there's no way that our black women in the WNBA, I know they, it's about revenue share. And I know they won't make as much as the people in the NBA because they don't bring in as much revenue, but we should be fighting for our sisters. Like, man, Candace Parker has to work 4 or 5 jobs to make a living. And it's like, it's Candace Parker. She's one of the most known basketball players in the world, but she has to fight on 4 different jobs to make ends meet. We should be fighting to make sure that our sisters are, making equal pay. Like we should be fighting for that. And a lot of times they feel betrayed. They feel, betrayed by us because we won't fight for them for that.
So I'm kind of in agreement with almost everything you said except for the WNBA players. If I don't know about fighting for them, just go to the game so they can bring in more money. That makes the most sense to me. But go ahead.
Support them. Yeah.
Yeah, support them. T, I see you making faces.
Man.
Fighting next.
Yeah, man. I'm fighting out.
Them off.
Listen.
Go ahead.
All right. My list is the white man, the white woman, the black woman, and then the black man. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Now, hold on.
Okay.
The thing is, this is a man's world, so I can understand how a woman would feel like the black man is ahead of them. So it'll be white man, white woman, black man, black woman. I see how they could feel that way, but being a black man is hard, and people would never understand just walking into a room as a black man. A black woman in 2020, I'm not talking about 19 now, I'm not talking about 1980, I'm not talking about after the women's rights movement when they played black women to join up with white women
Yeah.
so they can get these rights. And
Yeah.
then when a white woman has to pick, she's gonna pick her race first. She's not a black woman is gonna pick black woman, she gonna pick the right thing. Whatever is right, that's what she gonna go with. A white woman's gonna pick her race first. She's not gonna pick the right thing first. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said in 2020 they will hire a black woman before they hire a black man. One, because black women are the most educated group in America, like I said before. But two, because they are intimidated by an educated black man. So I feel like we are last on the totem pole when it comes to this whole oppression Olympics, which I don't even understand why we talking about this right now, because we supposed to be unified. We supposed to be on this same page, but instead of us being on the same page, all on social media is gender wars between black men and black women. And that's by design. So we need to smarten up on that. You know what I'm saying?
But the question is, who gonna back down? So
Hold on.
me as black, I'm just saying, no, I gotta ask T that. As black men, as we're supposed to be the leaders, should we back down and let them step up, or should they back down?
No. The man, nobody should back down. We black men should be the leaders, but I'm not saying black women need to stand down or back down, because we need everybody that's able to stand up and do what we need to do.
But they on a whole nother different, they saying we oppressing them, so they got to fight that oppression. We saying, hey, we need y'all to stop killing us. Right. And the black women say, hey, now, nigga, y'all need to listen to us.
But see, that's the thing. Like I was saying, it's an oppression Olympics. It's like, okay, I go to work. I'm a black woman. I go to work. I deal with all these people in this corporate world. They looking down on me. They tearing me down all day. Then I come home to my house, and now I take that out on my husband or my man, because I've been oppressed all day, and vice versa. Black men go to work, be treated like shit all day, come home, and then take that out on their woman. So it's like an oppression Olympics, and that's not right. You know what I'm saying? That's not right. But at the end of the day, the black man is killed. Like this Michael Brasson said in the comments, we are dehumanized. Nobody cares when we die. Just like we said earlier, nobody cares about our feelings. You know what I'm saying? At least a black woman can be a damsel in distress. When can a black man be a damsel in distress?
Let me go to the comments real quick before we
Sure. Let me
go to the comments real quick. Hold on, Crow. Hold on 1 second, Crow. Mimi, hypersexualization of little black girls, like being hot in the pants. You put my daughter in the same outfit as a white girl, saying everything, my daughter would be sexualized. Absolutely. No other culture publicly denounced and oppressed their women like black men. Dre came back and said all men oppress women from the beginning of our time, all colors. Also, Middle Eastern men do it. Mimi again, no black gay agenda, and don't get me started on the trans community. Trans black females, to be specific. Deja, I agree with Jay Ward. There have been many times black trans women have been beat and murdered by members in the black community. Michael Braxton, black men are the whipping post of America. Get dehumanized and dejected at work, come home to the same treatment, then see the same treatment online. That is a lot. God, dog.
Bro.
Why is it that we can't lead equally? And in marriage, you're equal. What you lack, I pick up, and vice versa.
Okay, now who is it? Kimberly? So I'm with Kimberly on that, but at the same time, all right, let's just say is randomly these group of 5 you see of guys, and then you got a group of 5 women, and we come together and we say we're gonna go towards this. Who's gonna step up and say, hey, I'm gonna handle this part, I'm gonna handle this part? You know, somewhere is gonna be a disagreement on somebody wanting to handle something. The question is, who gonna compromise and give? And that's where we're at now as a black community. Who is gonna compromise? Is the black man gonna compromise, or the black woman gonna compromise? It's not so. That's what I mean when I say lead. Who is gonna truly compromise and allow the person to step up where they're the strongest at, and where the next one is weak at?
I see
about it.
I see Osei looking up. I see J Ward right, and it's about to go down.
Look,
Let me just say this real quick.
Nah, hold on, man. I just don't like the use of analogies, man. We use analogies for anything. Like, this shit's silly. Like, the black men are the black men of black people. Like, that's what it is. Like, it's too much. Everybody has an agenda. Like, so somebody said the black gay agenda. No, everyone has an agenda. Everyone has a priority. Everyone has what they want for them. Black men, we like, okay, we want to get the police to stop fucking with us. That's like a lot of things we have on our mind, right? Black women, like, we want the police to stop fucking with us, but we also want to make more money. We want like, if we're going to be mothers, we want to be able to have these equal playing fields. We want this. And then you have the LGBT community coming in like, yo, we trying to get in the mix. We want these different things. So everyone has an agenda. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's not no weird thing. Everyone has an agenda and what they want to push. So like the conspiracy people talk about like media and stuff. Yeah, you have an agenda. It's not for you to do certain things. Your agenda is, hey, this is my lifestyle. This is what I do. This is what I know growing up. So this is what I want to project on the others, so they understand where I'm coming from and they can accept my story and my culture. That's an agenda. I think we think of agenda too much negative, in a negative light, because a lot of people, when that agenda comes, we're not really receptive to it.
Or don't feel.
So I think that's the big thing. And I think also, I don't want to get too stuck on a black man, black woman, because if I remember, this comment originally came from like a black gay man, the dude who be at the gala and stuff. I don't know his name, but
it's been even before him, this has been a saying for a while. Like, I think I studied this political science, so it's been a while.
But the one thing I'll say about this that I'm seeing now is kind of the same thing we said about J. Cole. J. Ward said, it's like, check the temperature in the room, man. Like, the reason J. Cole got all that flack was he was coming at a black woman at a time where black women were having a crazy week, basically saying black men are not protecting us. In the same time frame where we're seeing all these killings, we're having all this issue, we start coming in saying, oh, black men, white men of black people. Like, is not the time, is not the thing. Everyone has their internal issues, but you're dealing with an external issue right at the moment. Reel that back in, talk about that. Like, you keep it up there. Like, you should be able to want that as part of your agenda and what you want taken care of, but don't try to do it right when everyone was literally on the same page for a split second. Now we're back to the same bullshit from a few months ago.
So who agendas come first? You get what I'm saying?
No one agenda come first. You merge it.
Because in the black community, that's what it's going to. You got the black men, you got the black women, you got the LGBTQ community. Everybody is saying that because our main foundation is that we're all black. And now past that, everybody throwing their agenda out there.
But like Dre's putting comments. So unite the agendas, create 10 points like Killer Mike said. He also said, why not help our sister fight for equality while she fights for us? Join the agendas.
Listen, the agenda is this, bro. Like I said, white people will put white people first. When it comes to black people, it should just be black. It shouldn't be black women. It shouldn't be black gay. It shouldn't be black men. It should be black first. Then whatever comes behind that comes behind that. But that's our problem. We are too divided, worrying about this and that. Like I said, black women did their thing. They voted for Hillary when they were supposed to vote for Hillary. They did what they were supposed to do. But what happened? White women went with their race first and voted for Trump. They didn't vote for Hillary. They didn't vote for the white woman. They went with Trump. Why? Because their husbands went with Trump, and their kids their son identify as white male. You know what I'm saying? So they're looking at race first. They're not looking at policies and procedures and all this stuff. And that's the problem with black people. We are the nicest people in the world. We are the most morally sound people in the world. We love everybody and we do the right thing every time because we are God-fearing religious people. And that's where we fall off. It's like, okay, boom, let's handle these women first. Let's handle this gay agenda first. Let's handle this first. Nah, bro, we black first. Let's handle this. Let's go black. Let's go black first, always. And then we can shuffle the cards. Like, okay, you know what? This year, let's get the LGBT community straight. Let's focus our efforts there. And then you know what? Our black women not getting paid right. So now, boom, this year, we're going to make sure that we get all these policies in place that we can get our black women paid the way that they are supposed to be paid. But we're not going to get none of that until everybody is lockstep and forward. Because right now, we have the world's attention and we are not focusing on what we're supposed to be focusing on. We're supposed to be focusing on police reform, but we focusing on taking statues down and doggone removing the flags and like, bro, lockstep and key and then move. But y'all ain't ready for that. That's next week.
No, you want to chime in? Go ahead.
I agree absolutely with what T's saying, and you know, it's a good gesture to remove statues and flags and all that, but we want policy affected. And I think that's the main thing that gets, you know, it's easy for them to say, oh, we're going to take these statues down. Like nobody asking for that. You know, it's a good gesture, but we want policy change, like affect policy. And I agree with what T's saying. I agree with everybody saying, but I just want to say this because we don't have any women on the panel and I'm not a black woman, but I just want to say that if I had to think about how a black woman might feel, I would say that, you know, I just feel like our black women don't want to be mistreated by the mainstream or by the majority all day and then come home and be mistreated by black men all night. And I think that was the whole.
Let me put this out.
That was the whole thing. Like I just don't want to be mistreated by both of y'all all day. You know.
Let me put this out there then, and this goes for the both of us. We have to better have respect for ourselves. You know, our black women can't be out here with their friends calling each other bitches and hoes, playing, and then, you know, you say it as a playful thing, and then you dance to it in a rap song when they drop it in a rap song, and you be right there in the club. Yeah, I'm the baddest bitch, but then expect respect too at the same time. I know you're saying it's entertainment and all that, but what you put out there in the atmosphere is what you get back. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have respect, and they go for the black men too. You gotta dress yourself up right. You can't be sagging and things of that nature and expect a woman to treat you as a man. You know, you gotta have a job. You gotta have a real job. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have goals. You gotta have that woman to have a reason to respect you as a man. So that just goes both ways, having just self-respect for self, and then that will garnish what you get back. And those who are doing it and they're not garnishing it, are not getting it, that means you need to remove yourself from that negativity. That's all that is. If you're not getting it at home and you conducting yourself like the lady you are, and you going home to somebody who is being physically, emotionally abusive to you, you need to figure out how to get yourself up out of that situation. Don't take that out on every black male and get on Twitter and take all your rage out because something going on at home between you and yours. And same thing with the black male. Like I say, it goes back to self. Get self together.
So before you continue, Jay Wood, let me try. I don't use time in. I'm gonna chime in real quick because I disagree with one thing you said, Crow. Because I'm sagging my pants, that does not give you the right to be disrespectful towards me. Because that leads to a different mindset where if I'm sagging my pants on the street, that gives the police officers a justification to shoot me because they think I did a crime or because your pants you're seen as a certain.
Why are you showing your underpants? G, you got a belt. That's what they make belts for, G.
And I understand it, but I just don't want to get into the I'm going to respect.
I'm not saying you're a criminal. I did not call you a criminal at all. I just said it's about respect. You got women in a store. You got women in your home. You got your kids walking around, and you showing your underwear. G, you want your little son. You want your little son walking around Kroger's or Walmart in his pants, showing his little boxes off, thinking it's cool. You know what I'm saying? You got pedophiles out there, G. That's what you're saying. Level. You teaching your child how to be a respectable man. And that way he can garnish respect, and the black woman will respect him. And that way we can work on one accord.
Once again, I understand everything you're saying, but because someone is showing their drawers because they sagging their pants does not give you the right to disrespect. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel about it. Now I understand what you're saying, but that's how I feel.
Respectable, G.
I think that's another topic, and I have a lot to say about it, but I'm not going to say it because I think that's the topic we can save for next week. But I got a whole lot to say about that, but I'm gonna let him make it.
Hold on. Go ahead, J1.
Nah, man. I agree with what you guys are saying, but I think that was it. Just the whole just respecting our women and really treating our women as if they they have been the backbone. Like if you ask most black men who's the most important woman to them, they're going to say their moms, and that's a black woman. So we should treat all of our women that same way.
Remember when T said in earlier episodes, most of us wouldn't marry our mamas. So that kind of
say that, bro. That wasn't me. Don't put that on me, bro.
No, I remember every damn thing.
That wasn't me, bro.
Most of y'all wouldn't marry y'all mama now. Let's be real about it.
No, bro, I didn't say that one.
Let's strong.
Hey, go.
I'm gonna go to the comments.
Let's go back and rewind and find out who said it.
No, Swift, I was going to the comments too, because one of my best white partners, he said he was mad at me, bro, because he said that when I said white people will put race over right.
Mm-hmm.
What I need to explain it because that's my dog.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a good white dude, man. But what I'm saying is, as a collective, when it comes down to it, you can just look on any social media. You have different segments of people in different cultures and different races. You know what I'm saying? You have good people, you have bad people, whatever. Everybody is not of that ilk, you know what I'm saying? So what I meant by people will put race before white is like, okay, at the end of the day, I'm not saying that as a bad thing either, because I'm telling black people that, hey, we need to put our race first. You know what I'm saying? When I say we need to put our race first, I just trust black people to do the right thing because that's how we are raised. That's just ingrained in us from birth, that black people will do the right thing. So when I say we need to put black first, I'm really saying that we need to just, when I say we putting black first, I mean we're putting right first.
Right.
I can't really talk for the other race, like Dre said in the comments, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a white man, so I can't say that a white man is this. But the reason why I said that is because I talked to a white woman and she told me that verbatim. She told me that she was looking for the future and her son identifies as a white male, so she vote
for Trump.
She told me that verbatim. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's just one person, but it's plenty of people that think like that. It's plenty of people that think that this country is changing and people are losing power and everything's going down and they're going to lose this because people are getting equality. And you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, they are voting to save themselves. You know what I'm saying? Or they are acting out to save themselves. And I can't say that that's a bad or a good thing, but I just feel like black people need to
do the same thing. Got it. Hunt, the problem is we as black people, we need to set an agenda. Come together, focus on building the community. We need to get empowered first. Calvin Hurst, when we blacks work as one, we gain in every aspect of life. Michael Braxton, black men don't want to be mistreated either, but a black woman choosing the wrong black man should damn all other black men. That's a good point. That's a good point. Zay, talking about she here, we're going to kick you out. Alan Hen, you said white. Oh, that's what you just addressed.
Yeah. That's my dog.
Got you. Calvin, again, Black Wall Street worked together before the white man destroyed it.
You can see that on Watchmen, episode 1, first 10 minutes.
Mimosa Mimi, I be talking about Crow is speaking into intergenerational trauma and collective culture trauma. It takes one person to break the bonds of trauma, meaning counseling, medication, 12 steps. Okay, NECA, respectability politics does not fix the lack of respect for black women and black men. I think that's all I'm gonna get to right now. Jay Ward, you was making a statement. Were you making a statement, Jay Ward?
No.
But check this. But check this out though. Like, so since we're talking about like black men and what we need to do better for black women, I think as a black people, a collective, black LGBT, black women, black men, we also got to take a look at what we consume and the environment we put ourselves in. It kind of touches on what Crowley said, kind of touches on things Jay Ward said, is we want all these different things, but we entertained by the most extreme examples of bullshit interactions between black men and black women. Like we all know, we say, oh, this dude Future Hendrix, that's the guy. We know how this man moves. He's a prime example of a black man who's out here bullshitting a lot of times and not doing what he need to do. And we'll call him out on it, but we'll turn around, close the door, and get entertained by shit, put the Dirty Sprite 2 on, and vibe out, right?
It is.
And look how many women that constantly jump to him. It's like that's the thing. Like I hear women talking bad, but he constantly picking up each one of them. And I'm not saying that those women represent all black women, but what I'm saying is he shouldn't have it that easy to where as all of a sudden a week later we see Future with another one. Like I'm just being real. And I know
they're gonna change him. They're gonna change him. They're gonna change him.
I already changed that man. He's gonna be
right.
But that's the thing though. Black women get mad at us, but you have it right here in your face. And don't get me wrong, I know half of y'all gonna say, well, they just chasing the bag. It don't matter what you chasing at the end of the day. You dealing with that dog ass nigga right there who putting it out there. You get what I'm saying? So you can't say that you're mad because you putting yourself in a toxic situation and loving on these type of cats. I'm just being real. You see it.
Crowley said cats.
Hey, yo, wilding. Hey. So like, I'm looking in the comment. I see my man's Dre talking about you can separate his work from the person. We need to stop judging people. His work is the person. So it's a prime example of what you're doing in this entertainment culture is reflective of what you're doing outside. But on top of that is what you're doing in the entertainment world is very impressionable by others. Like, what was the guy, Juice WRLD? Juice WRLD died, overdosed on drugs. He literally said in an interview probably a few years ago before he died, he said he started doing lean and drugs based off of listening to Future. When he finally met Future, he told him those exact words, like you're looking at your idol said, yo, I did drugs because of you. And Future looking like, I don't even do drugs like that, bro.
Right.
Like I do it, but I don't do it like that.
But that's
and it's a whole wave of these are black youth and teenagers that are being built off this entertainment and culture. And they're going to reflect that into society. But on top of that, the people that are going to take the biggest hit of them reflecting that stance in society
is our youth.
Assuming that same information and accepting that as well. So it's a double-edged sword. So for every woman that's fighting to be protected by black men and have us step up more, it's a whole generation of women who are accepting the bullshit. So you have this divide of kind of like we said with feelings. You got this divide of who the fuck cares, because there's a generation like, man, that shit don't impact me. I'm cool with what I'm doing. I'm cool with the person I got. They gonna change. It ain't that big of a deal. I don't know what they tripping about. And then you have the other ones who kind of, they woke, they see what's going on. So we still have, even in that, being on the same page of, is there really a problem? The divide between our culture and the role entertainment and what we consume from TV, music, just everything. We basically have a culture that's polluted with a lot of shit that's ingrained in us over decades, and we stuck in a bad spot right now. And that's why we hear it.
And people don't realize how much this socializes us when we're young. Like hearing the same message over and over and over. Eventually, be like, oh, they talk about lean all the time. Well, let me try it. Or they talk about smoking all the time. Well, let me try it. And it leads to another path.
Well,
It does.
Listen, Future been trash.
no,
Future been trash, bro. I haven't liked Future since he tried to play with
Go ahead.
Rocco, and he messed over Rocco. So after he messed over Rocco, I never been a fan of Future. And any woman that dealt with somebody like that, they need to be checked. I'm done.
But why do you think now? That's another topic for another time.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
That's
next
another
time.
topic for another time. So I don't think we're gonna get to the HBCU one tonight because
It's over, bro.
Yes.
We won an hour and a half, bro. It's
I
over.
know, right? So let me see any comments we need to get into. NECA, but art is essentially imitation of life. Dre, y'all just keeping up their agenda of separate and conquer. Trauma is the gateway drug. And someone asked me a question too to ask y'all. Do y'all want to list or say y'all social media so you can be followed? I don't know. That's up to y'all. Y'all can put in the comments if you want to.
Yeah, I'm for that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay,
As
well,
long as you ain't doing like no forex and shit, like
she not. This person not. They say they like y'all points and like y'all comments and want to follow you.
I'm sorry.
We ain't following.
Yeah, I don't IG, I don't Snapchat. You can Facebook though. I'm old school. I don't do all this social media stuff.
With your social media, if you want to be followed in the comments.
Yeah, my social media trash, man. You know what I'm saying?
All you doing is in the yard all day.
Like law trash.
I still got the CCIX book. A beta tester.
Yeah.
But so final points. Let's wrap this up tonight, fellas. T.
I think that we need to quit playing the oppression Olympics, man, because at the end of the day, we all just trying to have a better life. You know what I'm saying? Black men, black women, white people, everybody just trying to have they want to make sure that the next day is a better day. You know what I'm saying? So we need to quit nitpicking and worrying about the small things, especially with our women, because the women are our backbone and we need black women. And black women have stepped up to the plate and been leading and holding it down. And y'all been trying to discredit these black women and it's not right. But we'll talk about that next time.
Right. Also.
Oh yeah. So kind of like what I was saying, like we gotta keep a lot of things consistent in what we do and how we move. We can't pick what we want to be outraged about and then go back to normal living doing the same bullshit that we're doing. Like if we want change, we have to have change across the board. We have to look at ourselves and realize, what am I doing? And how does what am I doing impact what I'm also expecting? So it's not a one-sided thing. It's not a black men do this. It has to be what does that look like? What are you looking for? And also, what are you doing in the meantime while that happens? Because it's not going to happen overnight, right? There's not going to be a whole change overnight, but you can change things that you interact, that you consume, and that you let impact your day-to-day.
Jay Ward.
I just want to say that I think tonight was so productive, and just to think about the definition of a man and its evolving, especially when it comes to our community, the definition is evolving, and that's a good thing. And I think if you look back, and I said this once before on social media, if you look at the most recent successful athletes over the past 10 or so years, the dad has been in the life of those people, and that's a good thing. That means that we have turned the curve on that, and we just need to keep being there for our children and keep being a positive influence. Like everybody else said, we got to advocate for our black women, and we got to be there, to be the backbone for them, like they've been the backbone for us, and be there to support them as we go about everything. And then, brothers, don't hold stuff in, man. Let that out to somebody. And if you have a friend that you really can't vent to, that person may not be your friend, because if you can't just be candid and open with that person and vulnerable with that person, and that person may not, that person's your friend, but you need to have at least one or two friends that you can just share the good, bad, and the ugly with. And that's important to our mental health, to be able to have that person. And I know my two best friends, they've pretty much heard me, laugh and cry and joke about everything. And then, plus my cousin and my other best friend, I can talk to them about anything that I kind of need to talk to them about. And, as far as just being on the same page, let's, like T saying, I agree with T, let's push our agenda right now, which is trying to get equality for our culture of people, our Black people. And we can really go about getting, we can always, cherry pick at different people who, oh, they need this too. I think it's enough to go around, and we can really bring those people in too. If you feel oppressed, speak out about it. And I don't think anybody would trash you for what you feel oppressed about, and we can bring you aboard too, because sometimes it is from not knowing as opposed to not caring. A lot of times, we do leave people out, and we don't really know about leaving them out. So we want to make sure that we bring those people up to speed.
All right, my final thoughts. I'm just gonna kind of more so challenge everybody to be open to hear from a Black male and a Black woman, and from our Black individuals who are definitely part of the LGBT community. That way, for one, we're asking our allies, our white people, to hear us. We need to and understanding each other's thoughts. That's the thing. We're not truly listening. We're saying what's going on, but we're not allowing each other down and listening. We haven't came to the table, even our different subcultures within our culture, as we would call it, to even understand one another. And that goes Black male to Black female, LGBTQ. We're needing to have that true understanding. And once we get that, then I think we'll be able to move forward as a powerful unit, as that Black unit. Also, what else did we talk about? What else did we talk about, Jimmy?
No Name, and
oh yeah, that falls in line with the J. Cole stuff. And it was one more thing I wanted to touch on. What was the last thing we talked about?
Black men being the white men of Black people, but that went to 5 different areas.
Yeah, but yeah, what Jay Ward said also, mental health. True enough, as O say, T, Jay Ward, and a lot of us know, a lot of people don't give a shit. Let's be real. I'm gonna say shit, and I know we got some elderly individuals or older individuals, but a lot of people don't give a fuck about your feelings. So, like they said, truly find someone, and if you don't have that friend or that family member, find a community mental health center, and don't be ashamed to walk into that community mental health center and let them know that you're feeling depressed, anxiety. You may be hearing voices for the first time or having delusions. But if you don't have family, and also there are other people within the community that you may not talk to on a daily, that may be at the corner store, it may be the cashier that you know, and they may have actual concern and love seeing you every day. You may can express to them, and they may let a fellow person know, and that person may reach out to you. So don't be scared if somebody tells somebody that you need help also. That's not them bringing somebody in, that's them not understanding what to do and seeking somebody else for help. I go to clinicians when I can't handle a situation somebody has brought to me because it may be out of my lane. And let's understand, some things are out of our lane and we have to go to others.
Okay, I'm gonna just say, regardless of how you feel about a certain group, regardless how you feel about anybody or any person, the way they represent themselves, respect them and try to understand them. That way we can all make better decisions as it relates to policy and groups and everyone's agendas. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean that it affects someone else a different way, and that's what they really cling to. And that's pretty much all I'm gonna say about this. We talked the definition of a man. Why don't men express their feelings? That's a good one. We really need to stop saying certain things to our little boys, telling them to man up or don't cry or all this other BS. We just try to find other ways to bring them up and make sure they're in tune with their emotions and their feelings. Go ahead, Cross. See you thinking.
Yeah, we're thinking. I want want to say this. I want to challenge this in. Everybody who in a relationship, how about this? When your spouse, next time your spouse, your lover, whoever it may be, walk through the door, when you ask them how their day was, they be like, good, honey. Ask them what good looks like to them. Ask them what okay looks like to them. Ask them what the hell bad looks like to them. Try to dig just a little bit deeper. Even that goes for your kids too. When they come in and be like, oh, school was fine today. Ask them what fine looks like to them. And maybe we can get a little bit more dialogue going on between us and getting the understanding that way we can understand each other.
Hey, Swift, I just want to tell all the people out there that's viewing to pray for my line brother Rob. He lost his mother. He lost his mother this week.
Absolutely.
So, I just want to send prayers to the Wallace family, to my line brother Rob. You know, on the passing of his mother. So y'all please pray for my line brother, and keep him in your prayers.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
And my final point: black men, men, and white men, and black people. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. I ain't gonna bring it up honestly. Just back to my original point. Let's try to better understand each other so that we can better support each other. Because honestly, that's what it boils down to. Like Michael Braxton said, hug and kiss your black son. Plain and simple, let your black child remain a child for as long as you can. Absolutely. I want to thank everyone for tuning in.
I just want to ask this question real quick. I still don't understand what T's combing. I don't understand.
He wishing some come. He wishing some come.
Listen, man, I be nervous talking to y'all in the world, man. So I have to move and do
something. By the time we get to our 100th episode, he gonna have some. I'm telling you, bro. We hit that 100 episode.
Man ain't got nothing. Man.
He got a couple of strings. That's about it.
Hey,
I was there at one point too.
Hey, y'all people, y'all be safe out there. Let's slow down. If we don't have to go anywhere, we don't have to be out. Truly, hey, wash your hands. Put these masks on. Only go to the store.
Are in Texas. Stay home. If you are in Louisiana or Florida, stay home.
If you in a Jacktown and if you don't need to be out, stay home. Matter of fact, I'm just telling everybody, period, who watching the show. Matter of fact, send a message out to all your people and say, stay your ass at home.
Yeah.
You know,
hey, real quick. Hey, Osei. So is Washington gonna be a state or what?
Oh yeah, they got no. Hey, hold on. Then something happened with them today. Y'all got something in it.
They still trying to get statehood, man. I think it's gonna take some time. They're probably gonna take another president.
Okay, one more thing before we wrap up tonight. Let's stop being happy over the signage and the representation. I know in Washington D.C. they put Black Lives Matter right in front of the White House, but the next week police officer will beating folks' ass right there on Black Lives Matter Avenue. Like, come on, y'all. Let's stop being happy over the small, simple stuff. Let's actually fight for systemic change. That's what we want.
We got to affect policy.
Change. Hunt, we got you. We're going to have to bring you in next time. But once again, next week, every week, 8:15 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah, y'all safe out there. Thank you all for listening. Much love to you all. Go spread the love. Go spread the joy.
Yeah, man.
Everybody.
Share the episode, you know what I'm saying? Let your folks know that we do this thing, you know, and we pretty educated. We do all right job, man. So share that thing.
Yeah, and if you have something that you want us to wear, man, you know, I need some apparel.
Man, we just
Fashion Nova face.
Forget if you have a topic that you want us to talk about.
That too.
In that, we definitely need topics. So
send it to my in any one of our DMs, you know, we'll bring it up. But thank y'all, and y'all have a great night and be safe.
Thank y'all for taking the time out.
No DM